Yeah, apparently they're waiting on
On?
us.
On us. Okay. So you can tell them that we're ready because exactly
Well,
as you
that's
said.
what I saw. That's what I saw in the chat, at least.
Oh, okay. Why would you wait? It's just the casters. Since when are we relevant? Since when?
It's a true fact, actually. When are we relevant?
Exactly. You know, tier 2 casters always getting hated. Budget Anders, budget Sanders, everything. You know, and you can't do anything about it until you reached the top, kind of. And yeah. With that being said, I'm very happy to finally join in here with Jay to very soon welcome you on a train, as my rhymes are 100% on. I'm not quite sure how this will be gone. That was kind of doing the job.
That
right?
was awful, mate. Come on, step up your game, dude.
What shall I do about it? It's not my native language. I can't just be like, I can't have a vocabulary like you do. So.
Well, you know. Not everyone can.
Not everyone. But talking about it, I think what's especially outstanding right now in this game, and especially about the players, the one we got to really take a look at, in my point of view, is Nuki. Because on the side of Imperial, when he's hot, you can't avoid him. There's no way around this player and no way around this guy. What I find so worrying, I don't know how much you watched Imperial recently, but when Nexa and as well as Nuki don't perform together, it seems a bit like a shaky party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of feel that. Nuki's always been a kind of player that does rely on his second man. And, you know, I kind of do know a little bit about Nuki. Believe it or not, he used to compete to a certain extent in the UK scene a little bit. Way back when, you know, not too long ago, maybe about a year ago. He's among one of these players that came through from lower echelons of other scenes to the UK, and then because we're all basically not good. No, I'm aware of what he does, and he is kind of reliant on a partner or someone performing alongside him in order to step up for the Imperial squad. So. Again, I'll be quite curious to see how he'll be able to fit in with Imperial. This is my first match I've watched of Imperial so far. And for me right now, this is a very, very new roster, this squad. So I'm not 100% certain on how they'll be able to step up to it. But again, you know, Nuki's going to be one of the guys I'm kind of watching. I'm obviously familiar with Tensky and Vasily and part of some very good Danish squads. So all in all, pound for pound, this is quite a talented roster, and I do expect some very good things out of them. I just think that in this particular series, AVANGAR are the much better team.
You said it perfectly. I mean, I would agree with you, but I don't want to. You know, the problem is you're going instantly fanboy if you say one team is better than another. That's a classic meme, right? And I personally still feel you. AVANGAR has recently shown us what they're made of. They have now boot camped for around 12 months. By the way, if you don't know about it, talking to Quickert before the game, he said we always have like these 3-month stints, and then we have a break or a tournament going on. And I mean, this says a lot about this team, if you ask me. And this says a lot how well prepared and how focused those guys are at that point in time. And when you are going that far, and you are boot camping like for such a long time, that really bounds you together. He said the only issue we're having is that sometimes 2 showers in our house don't work at the same time. That's the only thing he had as criticism. I can't tell you about that. But you gotta love it. That's the only thing he said. But otherwise, yeah.
I mean, you're playing some damn good CS if that's your biggest problem at the moment.
That's true,
like, right? Yep. Yeah, that's fair enough, you know. AVANGAR are most definitely a committed team. I don't doubt that for a single moment, you know. I definitely feel like they've got potential to go much further than they currently are. It's vice versa for Imperial. I know you were mentioning to me before the match started that they're looking to become a top 30 team relatively soon. And I definitely feel like that is an achievement that is well within the realm of possibility. They are entirely capable of doing that. Yeah. I think the squad has the possibility to become a top 30 team. I think it just needs a little bit of practice. And you know, the way I always think about it is I always think, you know, Epsilon were able to make top 30 of qualifiers alone. So you know, Imperial are already on the right track, and I think that probably this is an achievement that they'll be able to find very, very soon. I think a victory being a victory above AVANGAR will be a nice way to kickstart it, and a very nice boost up there. Obviously, AVANGAR taking part in the majors and everything. You know, that's a very, very good victory to your name. So, Imperial, high hopes for them, vice versa for AVANGAR. It's going to be a hard time, but I have faith. I have faith.
It's a hard knock life for us. Love it. You gotta love it. And this is our first one, the knife round, where the sharp blades are going to come out. Will be the European mixture of the Kazakhstan Russian team. going sharp into this and deciding where they want to start. And I think that is the perfect moment in time to really quick talk about the Hellcase Cup, because what I love about this is that you basically can directly support your team by buying those Hellcase Cup cases, get yourself some skins, and increase the prize pool. Right now we're at $41,794. And that just means we're going up and up, because last time it was also the basic price of 4,000, and then they got themselves just at least another 40,000 added to it. And I gotta love this crowdfunding thing.
Yeah, I think it's an absolutely rad system, to be honest, you know, because not only are you getting that base prize pool, the top first place takes, I believe, 40% of the crowdfunded prize pool. So on top of that 4,000 base dollars, like you were mentioning, you know, we are still going to pay out $33,000 in total prize winnings. But everything else that you add on top of it, you buying the cases and going through the crowdfunding system is just, you know, extra money for the players. So
and you get skins.
I love it. I absolutely love it 100%. Yeah, like you say, you get skins as well. So everybody wins, in my opinion.
Exactly. Everybody wins. The win-win situation. But in round number 1, right now here in Train, we can't have a winner. It's the playoffs of the Hellcase Cup number 7. I'm here with the lovely Switchblade J. My name is Seshton. We're starting off in round number 1, where we're seeing, first of all, utility carried by the Danes of Imperial, as Tinsky as well as Asilion, throwing that as early as possible, seem to be very interested in selling a fake to AVANGAR on the side of A, but they directly force it to it. Jamie, it's the first one on Tanuki. Kristen goes with another, and Kicker also connect onto Asilion. We're 20 seconds in, and 2 players are already dead on the Imperial side. This is not starting off well.
Yeah, 2 smokes to be working with for Imperial. They've put it out towards A3 and CT connector, but unfortunately all of the CTs were already on the bomb site, so it was a simple case of headshot per headshot, and Imperial just crumbled at the seams. AVANGAR take a very easy start to this game on the pistol. And that is the way you want to start things off already. Going into the second buy-up as well, they're not even going to waste any time trying to build up any economy. They've got themselves 1 UMP on Buster for some extra money kills, but outside of that, they got the M4s, they got the FAMASs. They want to shut this round down, knowing Imperial will be on the force buy, and knowing that these CZs and Deagles can still be extremely dangerous in the current meta of the thing. Of the game. Imperial out towards the default for the moment, out towards Ivy. They're going to challenge against Buster initially. Once he gets that information, should be calling for backup, but outside of that, just a bit of a passive player coming in from all sides.
And it is, but on the other side, you see that this passive, once they go explosive with the Deagles, I know a guy like Esperanto, Nuki, or Nexa, the ones who are playing Armor plus Deagle, could be the ones who pop off a few heads here and there and make AVANGAR's play on the CT side look shaky in round number 2. But as they're taking their time, the first smoke popped. Kicker moves a little bit back, and the Crescent staying on the site might consider to climb up the ladder and take the height advantage. But as we see, Ivy is now being taken. Nuki looking onto his right. The teammates are ready. There comes a smoke, and Buster, he might just bust it with 1, 2, and not getting the third. But on the other hand, there's Asilion getting at least that one certain frag. It's getting tricky right now for Nexa to take this home.
Yeah, 2 versus 1 now as Asilion becomes the last man left. A 4K clutch with a P250. Headshots are plenty if he wanted to make it work, and both players left in play are on rifles. Yeah, he will end up falling. At the very least, Imperial can run away in the knowledge that they've managed to do some serious damage with the rifles, and actually only 1 M4 will come out to play, with Kristen dropping his for reasons I'm not 100% sure of. I would have thought they would have gone for an AWP potentially, but Buster hasn't quite got enough money for it. He could still get it out, but he'll be without any armor. So as a result, AVANGAR are going to go in with 2 SMGs, a major downgrade, actually a serious economical hit, most of which was done by Imperial, but part of which really didn't need to come through at all in the part of AVANGAR. James is actually going to be down to just the USP as a result, but the 2 M4s, 1 which was saved.
Wait,
2
how did that
SMGs
happen?
hopefully to mod. Yeah, they were trying to swap weapons out towards Ivy, and I'm not really sure how it happened, but they were just rushing around trying to find guns, and I think they may have misread the amount of weapons that were dropped in that particular area. So, yeah, serious damage to the economy of AVANGAR up against Imperial. It shouldn't be a major problem for this round. They are on full eco with only 2 P250s, and they're looking to set up towards the B site. So, nice choke points towards upper and ramp. If they can just lock that down, get the simple sprays, and shut them all down, then it should be a relatively easy round, but James is going to take a lot of damage to kick things off here as the execution comes through.
Yeah, and as they're coming right now out of it, Krisen hitting a double. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, as the MP9 is the perfect close-range, fast RPM gun you want to have. Krisen rips off the final head. And there we got the classic 3-0 lead after winning the piss round. And this is where Imperial is going to get themselves those few AKs, armory, and weaponry brought to the actual aggression standards, and it's time to not deviate from the actual success and the scoreline AVANGAR is achieving right now. Converge on any of the sites, and you might find yourself successful. What we have seen so far is AVANGAR, especially in the pistol round, staying together and being really extremely accurate with those shots that popped into the Imperial heads, who are right now seemingly interested in that B site for the moment, with Nexa, Asilion, and Esperanto moving close to maybe find any aggressor who comes into their proximity.
Got Tensuke lurking out towards the Ivy position as well. He's trying to get a good frag on Buster. If he takes him down, that'll be a nice start. But if Buster gets him, that's $600 on the kill, and one of those all-important rifles immediately out of play. Nice start from AVANGAR to get value out of those SMGs, and a 5-on-4 immediately to the favor of the CT side. They have got some more aggressive positions that they can try and take above Imperial as well. Demasek in particular towards the upper position where most of the T-side players currently are. If they make their way into brown halls on a simple peek and pick, should be able to shut them down. But meanwhile, Esperanto is going to make his way forward onto the B bomb site. James is going to go falling, and Imperial will react just as quickly going into the B bomb site. Going to try and see if they can put themselves into a decent position. Kickert's going to take one more down, but Demasek still waiting. He can deny the bomb pump. The Deagle's out. Asilian's planting. Deagle shot 1-2, and the bomb is dropped. 3 versus 3, and this has fallen oh so quickly apart from Imperial. They will try and recover the situation. Demasek will go down. It's a 2 versus 3, however. This is still possible for the AVANGAR players.
The insane patience we have seen on Demasek. His teammate dying there from Esperanto pushing through. He still sticks to the position he used to be in, but right now, as we see it, Buster as well as Krisen, they're not looking so well positioned, and they gotta do something about it, especially as Nuki could just one-shot that player away. Buster has to need this 100% accuracy. To his right, the Lithuanian awaits. And once he just peeks out too wide there, his teammate is even taken out. Nuki takes him, and so that 3-1 is secured. Imperial, after they got themselves those guns, are able to start things off. And funny-wise, what has to be mentioned, the last time Imperial played here at Star Ladder, they have played against the site of Sprout. And when they played against Sprout, that was actually, excuse me, at EGB battles, the funny part was that every time Sprout got themselves some very, very, very decent buys in the beginning because of pistol win, right? But from then on, when Imperial got themselves AKs and such, it all fell apart instantly. And that might be the case because Imperial's lethalness, you can never underestimate that.
They have got AVANGAR down to a bit of a vulnerable position. Take a look at the buy-up for this one. Very limited utility, and Demasek hasn't got a rifle. That's partly down to just the economy damage that was done in the early couple of conversion rounds. This may not be the easiest round for AVANGAR to try and win out here. They have got a pretty standard line of defensive, and Imperial will try and pop out a pop dog and take the opening frag to the push. Frizen's going to go falling. Esperanto's blocking Kitka, taking sprays, taking bursts. Eventually takes him down for his double kill. Nexa will get traded, but Nuki's also made his way into Old Hell, and he'll take down James as well. As Imperial just dismantle AVANGAR so easily on the push. 2 rounds on the board for them, and AVANGAR haven't got enough money in this one. This will be an eco. And it looks like the T-side are going to be able to equalize here, Zesht.
That's incredible, right? Because what we're seeing right now, once Imperial got themselves those AKs, the players are starting to step up. Esperanto and Nuki, the both Lithuanians, right now on 4-3. This is exactly the point where you want to have them and where you want to see them start themselves up. We're in round number 6. Stats, when we take a look at the scoreboard real quick, no one is 100% going skyrocketing so far, but the entire structure of Imperial, many people said when their man's not hot, they're just a puggy kind of team, right? A few talents here and there. They used to call themselves bench warmers with another different players there, but right now, they're looking to state like that top 30 goal is very achievable. First of all, Demasek getting Nuki at least 1 frag in that round, but it doesn't seem like AVANGAR gets much more out of it because Esperanto, he's 100% accurate so far.
And as the rest of the CT is full, as you were saying, very little that they probably can get done right here. You are relying on the numbers game in order to try and put those eco pistols to work. James is the last man left in a 1 versus 4. PT-50 in his hand. Less than likely he'll be able to do anything right here. Could take down Tensuke Esperanto if he lines it up correctly, but I doubt Imperial will leave such a massive gap on their after plant defensive. They've still got time to work with as well, so they're going to clear out every particular angle, ensure that James doesn't have any opportunity to do damage to the economy. And get this bomb planted in a very safe position. And just set things up for their 3-3 equalizer. James back towards CT spawn. Not really looking to do anything, might just save it here. He's not saving much, so he might as well throw himself at it and hope he can try and get the clutch together. If he does, then that'll be a hero-like play, but running out of time, no defuse kit. It's an unlikely play. I would have hoped he would have liked to try something like that, considering he's got so little to lose, but looks like he's just going to opt to save back towards B site, hopefully get an exit frag, and leave Imperial to take that 3-3.
Jay, where did Nuki die? This is the thing, can he... unfortunately, I don't know where Nuki died. Now, I guess in the process of gaining control of the A site, but not even that he's going for. Unfortunate how Jamie does not dare to do anything. The only Russian, by the way, in the AVANGAR roster, who's besides that, the IGL for the red and white team. And talking about that real quick, I think star-wise, we don't need to mention how good Kicker it is. 1.23 rating, he's 19 years old. This is one of the guys you always want to look out for in the future, especially CIS roster changes, where you might just see those Kazakhstan players getting more and more important, where they first gained importance with Gambit, right? Then they certainly start themselves more and more becoming a team that you right now really, really need to watch out for. We're back at a tie. We're back at Tensky and his team going even for an aggressive double op, very unusual, as both Lithuanians are right now daring the risk to use that rifle as good as they can. But as Krizen stands there to the left of Nuki, he might just find him. Information is now down to Krizen. Might take the aggressive angle, sees a bit of the shoulder of Nuki, and is able to take him down. 25 seconds have passed, and Imperial have lost just one player already. 4 more are left on the board. Where did they take the control first of all? Because it's not that B-focused this time.
Esperanto's going to get a trade, thankfully, so Nuki, first man down. They lose one of those AWPs in play. Doesn't look like it's going to get picked up for a second man, so they'll just stick with the single AWP 3 AK setup in a 4 versus 4. They've also dropped one of the important rifles for AVANGAR. They've now been pretty weak, and in particular for Jane with that UMP. Hickert's still kicking, and he's back behind green. Esperanto may fall deadly, very quickly into his deadly trap. 50 seconds still remaining for Imperial to make this push in. It looks like they're going towards T-Con. Hicker does spot Esperanto, does take him down, looks in towards T-Con and spots another player as well. So even more information gathered from AVANGAR, and they will rotate Buster as a result to try and defend it here. Imperial need to try and break the line. They've been on the back foot for the most part here in round 7. 30 seconds do remain for them to try and make the move. Next up, a flashbang on a smoke, 2 flashes and a smoke for Acilia to try and work their way into the A bomb site, and Kickert's just been spotted. Alcinian gives away his position, but second phase will take him down. 3 versus 3, and Imperial is taking way too much time with this one. 16 seconds to get this bomb down, and James in a very nice position to shut the whole thing down. Demasik is spotted, tapped on through, burst on through. Next will take him down. Tensky covers him and takes out James as well, leaving Buster alone back behind Green Train. And Nexa will take himself his nice double kill. A 4-3 scoreline. Imperial take the lead back away from AVANGAR.
Yeah, there he got once more. Imperial with that 4th round on the board, putting AVANGAR in a situation. Yeah, where we see those buys are not looking brilliant at all. Those buys are looking quite horrendous for the moment. We got armor on a few. They might just benefit from that, but otherwise, how do you go on with that? Because for some reason, it does not feel like that certain City Hall from now on might go in favor of the red and white. Jamie taking a lot of control, going aggressive. And as they're trying to stack that side of A, Esperanto and Cole thinking, nah, I'm more likely onto that B site. And as quick as it goes, there comes a full man rotation. At least 4 it is. You know, if Kicker having that deagle, it might just become very successful for AVANGAR if they hit their shots right.
They are relying on a Deagle to get that opening frag. If he lands the head on the first man, this becomes completely blown wide open for AVANGAR. Good thing from James to kick things off. He actually will take down Tensky, and Dima takes next out of the action. Asilian trades, but Esperanto falls in his place. 4 versus 2 as Prison peeks out. CZ is OP as hell, as he will prove, getting himself a double kill, shutting down the AWP, shutting down the AK. Rifles galore for the CT side as they save so much money and equalize at 4-4 once again. Imperial just can't seem to catch a break, even when they're on the front foot here, Zesht.
That's horrible to see how this just falls balls are pointed around, but AVANGAR has barely anything to offer. But on the other side, you have to see how well they just connected all the dots in their head. They've seen in the first 30 seconds, Imperial always goes for aggression. There's barely any moment where they don't show any presence, where they don't throw any nades, where they don't exchange any shots. So they knew it's definitely not going to be the A side. They're not faking this through. Directly rotated, made it work. And so as it is right now, a fast-paced play onto the A side with full throttle coming in. Buster and the rest of the team might secure the lead again, as only 2 are alive. It's going to be Tensky and Esperanto trying to retrieve what has been broken down.
And smokes weren't quite sitting right there for Imperial, and just suppressed all across the board. Couldn't find the positions of AVANGAR on that A bomb site, so they weren't able to get the kills, and instead, when they aggressed the CT side just took them right out. So that's the lead here for AVANGAR, now up 5-4, but a buy still to come through from Imperial. They've still got a little bit of money saved from that 4-round win streak that they had. And no AWP is out for their side of things. It's Jame and Buster on the AVANGAR side to hold it on for them. Buster playing in towards Ivy, Jame out towards Connector, trying to challenge towards T-Con. There won't be any early T-Con control from Imperial, fortunately. Jame also coming off the B-bomb site if rotations are necessary, but for the moment it is the default from Imperial. Trying to gain positional advantage, maybe even a pick in information.
Yeah.
Very little going to be shown by either side here, not willing to reveal their hands early on. It's a very, very calm round for the moment here from the Imperial squad.
Very unusual play, we have to say, for what we have seen so far throughout the train from Esperanto and co. But, well, it's not about getting dilettante right now, as AVANGAR has put the steering wheel back in their hands and taken the lead. Krisen was right now the top fragger, keeping himself towards Pop Dog, where some action will happen very soon. The bomb is being dropped. Imperial is trying to keep control onto the most positions there is on the map without losing any men too early on. In less than 50 seconds right now, the clock is telling us. And so it's got to be Imperial deciding for any of the sites. They didn't throw anything that might just pull AVANGAR into any major stack on any of the sites. They got 2 on B, 3 on A. It's a very default one, but the aggression, the first one at least, seems to come in from Naxa onto the B side, who's interested in finding Jamie, but he's getting denied.
Buster with the AWP on the A site as well, trying to look for an entry from T-Con. Can't quite catch him off guard. Instead, Nuki crossfire down, kick out, turns the 180, takes Tensky out of the action. Can't deal with Esperanto, but James quick on the retrade. So it's all Asilian out towards Pop Dog, taking Krisen out, but now the crossfire set and the AWP is accurate. James with the 3K, kick out with the 2, and AVANGAR, a very nice hold of the A defensive. They do lose 3 players, so that's some damage done to the economy, but it should be able to get recovered relatively quickly here, because Imperial haven't got money. They're going to go for a half buy, look for their 4th round loss bonus buy instead. AVANGAR got themselves the rifles out. An SMG for Demasing. Maybe see if we can pick up a couple of the unarmored players here for the Imperial side, but this should be a 7th round on the AVANGAR CT side. I say should because we've already seen 1 pistol upset so far this game, so wouldn't be surprised if it happens again here, Zesh, but we're about to find out. Once again, Imperial just go out towards Ivy and Brown Halls, try and gain an opening pick against an overextending CT, but once again, AVANGAR not going to hold too close to the action and just wait for the push to come to them instead.
Yeah, it's always that kind of kinder surprise. You know, every single one has something unique to it. And this game already has, first of all, Imperial, once they got themselves the gun rounds set and ready, a very nice play with them. But right now, AVANGAR made back to it. Jamie ripping off the head of Nuki. He won't find that brain splatter behind this wall for the moment. Right now, Tensky, though, trying to maintain a little bit of presence towards IO. 2 players of AVANGAR focus, and only Demasik with the MP9, the minigun as you could call it, need to hold up the aggression that comes. Finally, there's assistance with Jamie on the AWP holding himself connector. In the presence now as he whiffs the shot and allows the bomb not to make a move on the site yet. Denied. And another one coming in. Jamie already on the triple. He might be interested in finding a few more. But Nexa with the close range play. Can Krisen get first of all? That is the best player right now on the AVANGAR site taken out. Kicker now needs to get himself a few more. Tensky, he's out of this. Only Nexa to find. The MP9 is nice, but not nice enough for that. 7-4. And Jamie, the thing is, AVANGAR is just 1 round away from taking that entire half.
Yeah, very, very impressive stuff so far from the CT side of AVANGAR, but I've got to give credit where it is due to the likes of Imperial, because that eco was relatively smartly played. They gave up the pick towards T-Con, they held presence out towards Ivy, and actually the rotation from AVANGAR came in late to the B site as a result of that. Imperial almost got the bomb down if it wasn't for the AWP of Jame and, of course, the fragging power of Kicker to deny it both times they tried to cross into the bomb site. So, unlucky for them in that regard, but I've got to give credit where it is due to do at least a little bit of damage to the AVANGAR side, keeping their economy modest rather than just destroying it outright. It is going to be a default once again for round 12. Much more favourable to the A side. They've got immediate pop dog control, and out towards the Ivy position, Asilian and Tensky will be going. Of course, 5 rifles for Imperial to be playing with. Full execution potential if they need it. They've got a decent stack of utility. Not amazing, but not horrible either. And just with this early map control, find an opening frag against AVANGAR's side, then maybe that could be a good thing. But take a look at Demon6's position.
Oh no.
Oh no. The whole setup could fall apart for this. He's ready for it. And Nuki is not ready at all. I think he's even spotted the bomb in the stairs as well. So at this point, AVANGAR have full control of the round.
This is horrible, as it looked like this could have been the perfect execution onto the A side. No one has picked up the bomb, but nothing is lost yet, as we still have 60 seconds left on the clock. It gets very interesting to see. I think somehow it seems like Nexa will never realize how many smokes AVANGAR has, because it's the third smoke that right now popped towards Pop Dog, but this is exactly what you need to hold control, because this could become the lethal point. Esperanto finally picked himself up the bomb, as right now Demasic left his position and rotated far to not die unnecessarily, keep the man advantage up for AVANGAR, and now Imperial, they have a lot of pressure to take that A side home. Crisant, who waits just behind Electric, finds the first on the Cillian, goes white, Nexa takes him in return, as the Serbian now gets taken out by Quicker. Only 2 men are alive. Now Kicker can't connect on any further, Tensky's there as well, and man, Equalizer, we're back at it with Booster. Finding Tensky to only Esperanto to take out. 9 more seconds. He can't connect onto him. Does he have enough time? He does. And Dima can't hold it off. This bump is going down, Jamie.
On V1, Esperanto's not looking the right way though, and Demasic, the backstabber for AVANGAR, just about holds on to the round for his team as well. And he bought AVANGAR so much time thanks to that backstab and everything. Like, honestly, fantastic round from him individually. And Imperial, as a result, will be forced to take a pause, understandably so, you know. That round was so much of a disaster for them, and they only barely got it together at the end of it. I imagine this will be a tactical pause in nature. Imperial do need to think about how they're going to cover off their entire line. Obviously, their default wasn't 100% set up to deal with all the angles that AVANGAR could strike from. And as a result, that is how the round ended up. The only reason why they got so far to a 1 versus 1 was because Imperial were just doing a very good job at trading at the very end of the round. And that's something you can't always rely on. If someone gets a shot on you, if you're not watching the right angle at the right time, that's an AVANGAR win every single day. And at an 8-4 scoreline as well, Imperial do need to mount something on the T side to have a chance in the second half.
The very disappointing thing right now, we mentioned it at the beginning, Nexa as well as Nuki, well, they're barely delivering right now. So, to just put you, like, in a picture, what this is all about, if you're just freshly joined us, and you thought, wait, this Imperial roster, why are those 2 players so crucial? I'll just give you a little overview of it. Nexa and Nuki, the last game against Tricked, both are the ones with a 1.28 and a 1.14 rating. And the game before, the same. 1.50 from Nexa against Good Job, and 1.26 from Nuki. And this is something that just doesn't happen rarely or sometimes. This is consistently happening. And with this consistency, this duo is probably one of the most dynamic and most crucial ones we've seen in competitive esports so far.
Fast execution coming in from Imperial. A 2-for-1 trade, however, as they fall apart once again to the hands of AVANGAR. This A-side defensive has been extremely solid so far in Imperial. Again, you can't rely on the trades as they are just getting shut down so easily thanks to these M4s. It's not even a challenge for AVANGAR. 4 players staying alive. Kicker, the only man of 4, and that's because he was taking an aggressive position. And Imperial are low on their laurels and low on money. Max does bonus, and they invested everything in that last round. Means that they just got a little under 4k, no AWP potential, and more than likely they will go for a half buy at best. And yeah, that's exactly what will come out. CZ for Asilian, 2 Deagles, Esperanto. Going to invest in the AK. This is actually a very CIS-based buy coming out from Imperial. That 1 main fragging rifle alongside a couple upgraded full sport pistols to hopefully try and get Esperanto to get the opening frag and work off the back of that. And I think for Imperial, if you're going to go for a setup like this, Esperanto will be the man to try and do it. You just take a look at the scoreboard. He's currently 12 frags to 10 deaths, which is currently the best that anyone is doing for the Imperial side. So a defiant push into the B-bomb site could end up working out. That's exactly what they're going to go for right here. They're just setting up towards Brown Halls. Probably use a couple of smokes and flash their way into victory. We're about to find out here. Two players are here to defend James and Demon Snake, the AWP and the AK. And next is ready with the flashbangs. It looks like it is a B execution. Okay, Kurt's going to get a double frag for the moment. Crizzen comes through, and Nexa, the last man to fall. AVANGAR once again, 4 players staying alive. Kick out with another double kill as well. And yeah, AVANGAR, relatively simple round. That's 10-4 to their favor.
So the HUD just literally crashed. This is not a joke. The HUD
yeah, I'm seeing it on stream. I don't know how. I don't know what to suggest to you to fix this.
I'm pressing every single button I know that would fix it, but it still doesn't fix it. No, escape is not the solution. I think the classic restart is everything we can do.
Yeah, I think you may have to reset the game. It's okay. I will
just do the
cover
radio.
for you.
You're right. You do the radio.
I will do the radio cast while you reset. From T-Con for that matter. Time is ticking away. Imperial, very little to work with, a couple smokes, but outside of that, very, very little utility at this point in time. So they will start to peek in. This Prohanto first man in and kicker. Very nice peek from Pop Dog to shut him down. Looks for his second on Nexa. That's a 2UK for him once again. Intensity alone. 1 versus 4. We'll take Crizzen out of the action. Look for kicker as well and does spray him down, but this will be the ace clutch on 34 HP. I just don't see it being possible. 10 seconds remaining. Incendio, Molotov down, trying to get the bomb plant, maybe at the very least, but that may be the very least he can catch at this point in time. Never mind, denied by Demasic, 11-4, half to the favour of AVANGAR.
Perfect, fixed it for the next halftime. It couldn't be better. It literally couldn't be better. Technology, you gotta love it. And with that being said, 11-4, you know those classic moments, if you turn it off and on, it always works. Internet doesn't work, don't worry, just turn it off and on. The classic tech support answer we got ourselves if Counter-Strike pranks you. I mean, this game is, I think, the 3rd biggest esports title in the world. You might correct me there. And I'm
pretty sure it's up there among sort of like the top 2 at this point.
But on the other hand, can you watch demos properly? Jay, can you? I don't know about it. No, unfortunately. Welcome to 2018 where you can't watch your matches properly. Talking about, though, what we can watch properly is might be Tensky and Imperial themselves holding themselves close to that Ivy position where Esperanto already gets a few shots from behind. Kickert finds a Cillion. There's the refrag, and now Nexa needs 100% accuracy to find the opponent.
Oh,
but Imperial, oh, that was a team damage, wasn't it?
There's a TK onto Esperanto. Tensky got the frag, and now he's the lone man left alive. Crizzen with a quick shot to the headshot on a 180 on Tensky. And unfortunately, it looks like Imperial just threw that round away entirely. 14, sorry, 12-4. Imperial wish they had 14 right now, but sadly they have got a major grind back to almost overtime at this point. I do not see this comeback on
No,
Hillzest.
me neither. That is the problem about it. What I'm really excited for, if you consider this to go according to plan, right? AVANGAR is going to get the 13th, from then on the 14th, and then we'll see Mirage. And when we see Mirage, I don't see anything more than an insanely good Counter-Strike happening. Because both of them, they have their favorite map on Mirage set. First of all, train has to end, and we don't know those Deagles. I mean, AVANGAR already gave us a lethal taste how you can make it as a CT when you have a minimum equipment. With that information right now from Nexa, this should enforce a rotate from at least one of the players. But AVANGAR, as they're seeing it, keep their cool, no aggression too early on. Demisik getting a bit of damage there towards Ivy. And the Kazakhstan Russian team, they're taking their time. Nothing to really rush. You got still more than a minute, and that's exactly their attitude.
Are starting to run out of time, but they still have enough to set themselves up, of course. Not to be worried about these aggressive angles that Imperial are taking. Again, the challenge towards Ivy was only part of the problem. They've got one player in Pop Dog and one player pushed up, ready and waiting to catch a kill towards Teak. And when you push out Teak on Esperanto, is going to get sprayed down by Jame now. So unfortunately, that won't go to the favour of the CTs. All that's Cillian now is the only man really left on this A bomb site control. Kicker deals with Nexa very, very easily, a 5-on-3, and Buster's also holding it out. He may get picked up by Nuki, potentially. No, never mind. It wasn't going to happen, actually. Never mind. I'll take that all back as Tensky is once again the last man left alive. A 1v5. Deagle in hand. Some damaged up players could take a frag or two, but again, I don't see a retake coming out here for the lone Imperial player. This should be a 13-4 scoreline and more than likely a 14-4 scoreline to the favour of AVANGAR as they look to take a very easy and convincing train map here, Zesht. And as you were saying earlier, what hope does that spell for Mirage? Mirage is one of AVANGAR's best maps, and unfortunately Imperial are lacking in a lot of different positions. As you were saying earlier, Nuki is one of those more important players. He's currently sitting at 4 frags so far in this map. Tensky and everybody else, not really convincing. No, none of these players on an individual basis, Nexa and Nuki, are not showing up together. And I'm not sure if it's just because Train is an awkward map for them or what, or whether they're just asleep right now. But something really needs to change in this map break, because I already feel like this map is a loss for Imperial.
I mean, Nexa said he played basketball till 2 AM somewhere in Serbia. I mean,
that's smart.
That's cool. I mean, he woke up at 2 PM though, so that's working, right? You got yourself a good bunch of sleep. When you're playing Counter-Strike, you need sleep. You play basketball, physical activities. You gotta love it. And what you gotta love as well is Tensky hitting those USPS shots at least a bit. Finding one player already in the round where you basically start just with those USPSs, you get yourself in a good state. Crizzen hitting onto Nexa. This should all be so easy without any issues to gain control of that B side. Get the bomb down, but Esperanto, he has a problem with it. Can't connect on any of the shots. Nuki, as he's dying, 14-4. And now only 2 more for AVANGAR, for the red and white to secure before it's going to be on to the next map and a 16-4 victory for the guys of Crizzen and Co.
This is the last stand for Imperial here on Train. They lose this one. They're probably losing the map. AWP 4 M4s for a final comeback, but I feel like already these guys are just discussing Mirage as a whole. Train has definitely not been there night to night. 10 rounds behind AVANGAR, and AVANGAR will go again once into this default. Ensure that they can take this round solidly and therefore take this map solidly. They will back out of Brown Halls initially to allow Nuki some map control. They're going to try to deal with him later. And also out towards Ivy, they will try and pick off the likes of Tinsky. Crizzen has moved up behind Blue Train. Esperanto not actually watching it, gets caught off guard for it as a result. The timing is just so poor for him. Tensky will get the trade, thankfully, for the Imperial side to a 4 versus 4. So the initial trade doesn't go untraded. We still remain at an even man advantage for the early part of this round.
Now it's Solion. Already put down Buster in a quite tricky situation, holds himself safe behind Electric. Goes a little bit more aggressive, but might be sprayed out in a second. 10 more HP, he's still alive. This is some kind of Kazakhstan magic we're seeing here for Booster. Somehow still is on the server and not out yet. Take a look at Demisik though. Tensky has that angle pre-fire, no chance for him. extremely hard to fire against that. Now, it might be just to hold the brakes. Imperial slams here for AVANGAR, because the 2 versus 4 seems impossible for the side of AVANGAR. Only James is left. He got himself the bomb. He can move on the site, and Nuki doesn't seem to have the right positioning. He just goes down and he plants that thing. Additional money that comes in for AVANGAR. Pretty much an impossible situation, as I'm saying. It's Jamie dodges an AWP shot.
Only barely as well. Mac 10, not even a Molotov to try and suppress them from getting the bomb defused, but a little bit of time for him to work. We're trying to set up and ensure that no one comes in for the backstab, but the defuse will get stuck here from Imperial, and Jamie isn't even going to challenge us. Just grab one of those AKs that were dropped on the A bomb site and save it into the next round. You can walk away with a little bit extra money in your pocket. An AK to relieve investment, and one more buy-up from AVANGAR for the reset round against Imperial. And again, you know, for every round now, it's going to be the last stand for Imperial. If they don't set this comeback up now, then AVANGAR will steal the map away at 16 to whatever score Imperial have at that point in time. So, desperate times for the CT side, and the AWP will be out for James for this one, alongside the rest of the AK-47s. Imperial have the AWP for Nuki this time. Quiet throughout this entire game. He's really got to step up, and hopefully this AWP will be the virtue signal for him. He's holding out towards T-Con. Trying to look into T-Con. No early damage coming through. The main damage will tag Kurizen up a little bit. But nothing major and significant in the early part of the round. The default just to come through, catch some info, catch maybe a frag. Very quiet across the AVANGAR T side.
The thing is, he usually plays at AWP with superhuman excellence. Like someone who exactly knows to press the button at which time, and as it usually does it with a trigger, knows when to pull it. In this situation, as Solion died, he got himself booster, but that is at for the moment. The B side very vulnerable, and Kickert might be the one who can make that side clear for them, at least give the team their information. But first of all, Demasik is coming in around the corner. Tensky's waiting. He's not going for any further peeks. There's another flashbang coming in. Demasik might himself bought some time. Tensky is through the smoke and has to be refracted in a second. The pre-fire is there, and now the shots are not running in from Demasik. He's just moving through, and he needs to find Tensky right there. He does so. Back to a 3 versus 3. If Imperial is losing this round, their economy won't look that shiny and golden as it should be. And 35 more seconds for AVANGAR. You choose the destination where to go to get that bomb down, and then finally secure number 15.
The great thing about this round as well is that AVANGAR, whichever site they hit, it's going to be a relatively confident take, because Imperial have virtually no presence on either A or B. They are going to finally rotate towards the B bomb site, try and predict for it. Smoke will go down from Keka to try and deny any Molotovs to push James off the bomb, but bomb goes down, it's full retake out, and Esperanto's got 19 HP. This is a very difficult one to win. Nuki out towards Connector, trying to catch a good angle with the AWP, and James takes down Esperanto. Demasik on the flank takes him down. It's all Nexa 1 versus 1 to try and hold on to this round. 418 is going to get picked up by Demasik, who takes the head off his shoulders, survives with 9 HP, and puts AVANGAR on victory road. This map should be done to the favor of the T side, as Imperial are broken on economy, broken on rounds, and broken in this map.
They are, and that is the very, very unfortunate part for their side. This is just not bearable at all at that point in time. And as you see it, well, you hate to see it. You really pretty much hate to see it at that point in time, because you usually would expect a lot more from that team, and you would expect a lot more plays from Imperial, especially on a map where, well, it's the opponent's choice, but five rounds, that's not convincing. And Kristen starts it off, hits onto Silion, Esperanto. Well, he might do it with the Deagle, but it all falls apart for Imperial right now.
3v5, Tensky falls to 2, Nexa and Esperanto. One final stand, one last chance, one more opportunity to go to overtime. And unfortunately, it is just not going to happen here today, Zesht, I'm afraid. That's 16 to 5.
We're not getting it, no. That's unfortunate.
You know, the Imperial side will be able to have a decent shout in that game.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
yeah, that scoreline was, honest to God, just disappointing.
Right, this is the thing. First of all, Imperial, when you are a scout or someone, first of all, watch out for Nuki and Nexa. Both of them, right now in the Tier 2 T1 scene, are an extremely lovely duo, working together around each other, getting the team for it. But if you have, like, a weak link, then you're really starting to get a little bit in a tricky situation. It's pretty much like a bicycle without two wheels. You're missing like the back wheel, which is called Nuki, the front wheel, which is called Nexa, and suddenly all you have is a piece of metal, which is not bringing you anywhere. And that sounds a little bit harsh. No, don't get me wrong. The other three players have crucial roles, but this is just a little bit like a simpler electronic Navi, like you have it right here. Because you have your good calls with Asilion, you have also Tensky playing it right in a lurking support way they do, but it's not sufficient. It is not getting you somewhere against a team like AVANGAR, and this is something many people don't know, who right now boot camp for like 9 or 12 months. Those guys are living together. They have a few certain breaks, and this is logically a different structure you're seeing there from the Kazakhstan Russian team.
Well, it's a structure that works for the boys from the AVANGAR side. Mirage is up next, and there are only a few wild worlds where the likes of Imperial will be able to win this one. This is one of the best maps for the AVANGAR side. They are well practiced, well trained, and my hopes are limited here, Zesht. I'll be real with you here. My optimism is gone.
Do British people have optimism?
Well, I have optimism.
Isn't
not
it raining
much,
most of the
some
time?
amount.
Okay.
I think it's snowing still.
It's not. It's pretty much
snowing.
frozen rain, so it's enough cliche, you know. Yeah, it's a classic thing. Anyway, we're going a little bit of a break. We'll talk about Mirage in a second. I'm here with the lovely Jay. My name is Zesht. Hellcase Cup number 7. We're going to provide you. So stick tuned for map number 2. Mirage is coming up.